or welcome back to my channel. As you already saw the title of this video, I'm going to be sharing every single thing I did to lose 50+ pounds naturally in 1 year from 2023 to 2024 without restricting myself and eating intuitively. Before I get started with this video, I want to mention that when you go through a weight loss journey, it's more than just the before and after picture. It's more about how you feel at that very moment. When I decided to go through my weight loss journey, I was so lost within myself. I was starting to look in the mirror and I couldn't even recognize myself. I would just be so depressed just looking at myself, to the point that I always wanted to be covering myself up because I didn't want anyone else to notice me in the room. And I felt like me covering myself up was having less eyes on me. If you know how you feel at that moment that makes you make that decision to take that step to really transform your body, your mind, and everything about yourself. And that's exactly what happened to me.
He left to play soccer.
It was getting to the point that honestly I was getting bullied by my family because everyone was calling me fat. It was just not a good feeling at all. I realized that I needed to make a change within myself. I had such a bad relationship with food. Every time I would go out to eat with my family, I would have 5 slices of pizza. I felt like I wanted to eat more because I wanted the aesthetics of being thick. Personally, I've always been the smallest person in my family. I've always been pretty thin my whole entire life, and I actually wanted to change that. I wanted to get thick. So my way of getting thick was being delusional and telling myself I needed to eat all this food in order to get thick. And that's exactly what happened. I was able to achieve that, but in a very unhappy and unhealthy way. I was 210 pounds. That was my heaviest, 210 pounds at the time. And I remember when I was trying on my wedding dress, and this is a video of me trying on my wedding dress, and I was just so unhappy with myself. And if you don't know, when you're about to get married, this is the time when you want to look the best. This is the time when you want to feel like that girl. You want to be walking down the altar feeling like a queen. And to be completely honest with you, I did not feel like that. I felt so uncomfortable with what I was wearing. I felt so insecure within myself, and no one really knew this because I kept this to myself, but that's truly how I felt. And that's when I looked back and I said, I really need to make a change within myself, because I don't want my daughter looking at me and saying my mom doesn't even like the way she looks, so why should I like the way I look? I didn't want that to influence onto my daughter. And that's when I made the change. And I'm gonna share how you can do that too, naturally, without restricting yourself, without counting calories, and romanticize your fat loss journey to get you to where you want to be. So first things first is just that you have to start showing up as her. You have to tell yourself that you already are this person. When I decided to make that change, I woke up that morning and I already told myself, I already lost the weight. I'm already healthy Cora. I'm already this after picture that I want to be. I'm already her. You have to tell yourself that. You kind of have to be a little delusional and tell yourself that you already are this person, because that's what's going to allow you to show up as that person every single day. I started to envision the life that she would be living, and I started to show up as her every single day. No matter how silly that sounds, that's exactly what I did, because that is what's allowed me to build the habits and routine that I needed to do to continuously show up as her. You cannot compare yourself to anyone else in this journey, because this is your journey and your journey only, and everyone's fat loss journey is going to look completely different. So find ways to romanticize your fat loss journey and start showing up as her. That's the first thing you need to do, is start telling yourself every day that you already lost the weight, that you already are her, that you already are healthy, that you already are this person that you want to be. Let's talk about nutrition, because nutrition is a fun topic to talk about, and that is already on to my next category. So when it comes to your nutrition, and this is how I ate intuitively without restricting myself, is that I personally followed the 80-20 rule. What is the 80-20 rule? 80-20 rule is basically that you are eating at home 80% of the time. You're cooking your own food, you're prioritizing whole foods, you're prioritizing a nutrition dense meal, you're prioritizing protein, but then the 20% of the time you are able to indulge in what you love. So if you want, I don't know, pizza, a burger, fries, that is exactly what you're gonna have. And that is what worked for me and gave me the results that I had, girl. Results do not lie, period. So I made sure that I ate intuitively and made sure that, yes, I'm still going to indulge in what I love. I do not want to restrict myself, because what happens when you restrict yourself is that you start to have a bad relationship with food, and you start to tell yourself that everything that you actually do want, you can't have. And that's just not maintainable for the long run, and it's very bad on your mental health, and it just leads to really bad food disorders. That's something that you do not want to deal with. And if you are like me and you suffer through binge eating, the best thing you can do is to create an eating schedule that works for you. I created an eating schedule for me, and what I did was I said, okay, so I wake up at 7 a.m. so my first meal is going to be around 7:30 to 8 o'clock. That's going to be like my pre-workout meal. Then after the gym, I'm gonna have my breakfast and my protein shake. Then around 2 o'clock is when I have my lunch. Then around 4 o'clock is when I have my snack. And then around 6 to 7 is when I have my dinner. What you want to do is that after you eat, you want to make sure you're moving your body. You want to make sure you're walking around, you're being active. You're going to be eating things that are not going to be tasting the best. But you have to change your mindset into thinking that I don't want to take that because I don't like the way it tastes. I don't like the texture. Girl, it's either you stay stuck or you start. And you have to start incorporating things into your diet, into your routine that are going to benefit your body in the long run. For example, I take sea moss, the coconut coal, bone broth, and a ginger shot. Yeah, it doesn't taste good, but at the end of the day, I know it's benefiting my body, improving my body, and that's all that matters to me. We are in an age that we have to start being okay with doing things and taking things that are just benefiting our body, regardless of how it tastes or the texture or anything like that. We're too grown to be thinking about things like that. Girl, do you know that Kylie Jenner starts her morning with bone broth? She starts her morning with bone broth.
Bone broth too. I don't just drink bone broth in the morning. I do sip on bone broth all day. So I'll go through probably like 2 jars like this big of bone broth a day.
Because you have to think, what you put in your body early in the morning is what's going to dictate your day, like dictate how your body reacts throughout the day. So if you are putting good things into your body early in the morning on an empty stomach, then less likely your body's gonna suffer through inflammation throughout the day. Less likely your body's gonna suffer through bloating throughout the day, because what you put in your body in an empty stomach, it is what determines how your body is gonna react throughout your whole entire day. So be mindful on what you're putting into your body first thing in the morning. Another thing, girl, that I'm so happy that I'm telling you this now, if you are starting your fat loss journey, is that you need to be training for your body type. If you are copying another girl that has a different body type than you, then most likely you're not going to see the results that you specifically want to see within yourself. You have to train for your own body type and for your own goals. This is so important, and this is something I wish I would have learned sooner. Because what you need to understand is that if you follow someone else's workout plan, but they don't have the same body type as you, and your intentions are to kind of get the same physique that they have, then it's not going to work out, because your body type is completely different. You have to structure your workout to benefit your own body type, to give yourself an illusion of a similar body type as a person that you want. You need to be training for you and your body type only, and you're gonna see so much more results. Like personally for me, I mention this a lot, but I have broader shoulders, right? So that means that I'm gonna be training in a workout program that is going to make my shoulders look smaller than my lower body, because naturally my shoulders over complement my whole entire body. I'm going to make sure that my workout program is based off me making my lower body look bigger than my upper body, if that makes sense. And that means maybe targeting my side glutes because it's going to give me more of a curvier look. All my lower body days were super heavy, and they still are today. I make sure I practice progress overload, training until failure, training with slow tempo and intention, because I know that I do not want to lose muscle in that area. My only intention is to lose fat. So in order to not lose muscle, you still need to be training with intention on the areas that you do not want to lose muscle in. But when it came to my upper body, I knew that that's an area that I wanted to lose. So in that case, I made sure I specifically only trained body weight. Until this day, I still only train body weight. And that is what led me to get the results that I have today. And you want to make sure that when you're on your fat loss journey, you are not losing muscle. You're probably going to lose some muscle, but your main purpose is to strictly just lose fat. For example, this is my Fit 3D scan, and this was at my heaviest. I was 28% body fat, and today I am 19% body fat. So I knew that throughout my fat loss journey, I strictly lost fat over muscle, and that was my intention. And in order to do that, you have to be training with intention. You have to really be putting efforts in how you are training, on top of prioritizing your nutrition. If you are going to have something that you are indulging on, remind yourself to have portion control. Like for me, when I was eating those 5 slices of pizza, girl, do you think I had any business eating those 5 slices of pizza? No, but I still did it. That is not what portion control is. Clearly, I did not know what portion control was back then. But girl, let me tell you, I learned real quick what portion control is. I can still have a slice of pizza, but I do not need to be having 5 slices of pizza. That is what portion control is that you can still have what you want, but in portion. Everything is in moderation and in portion. It does take time to create these habits and routine, and that's why they're called habits and routine, because sometimes we fall off and then we fall back on. No one who tells you that they're so consistent with their habits routine is telling the truth. Like, I will even tell you guys that I'm not consistent with my habits and routine every single day, but that's why it's called a lifestyle, because when it's time to fall back on track, you're gonna fall back on track. And never overwork an area. When you're on your fat loss journey, don't overtrain your glutes, don't overtrain your legs, don't overtrain your core, don't overtrain your upper body, because what happens when you overtrain an area is that you're not going to see the muscle definition that you want to see. You're not going to see the muscle growth that you want to see, because you're not giving your body proper rest or recovery for those muscles to grow. Sometimes we think that if we overwork abs or if we overwork our core, we're going to see core definition, we're going to see ab definition. No, that's not how it works. You need to give your body the proper rest and recovery that it needs. Your rest and recovery is actually so much more important than actually doing the training. When you're prioritizing your rest and recovery, make sure that you're also prioritizing a proper nighttime routine that's beneficial for you to also prioritize your sleep. Because let me tell you, girl, just as important as your protein intake is, training until failure, training with progress overload, your sleep is important for muscle growth as well, because during your sleep, your body goes through this phase called deep sleep, and that is where your muscles grow while you're sleeping. Another thing I did to lose 50+ pounds naturally in 1 year was I was walking more. I was walking any chance I can. Honestly, I used to be that girl that I would try to find the closest parking at the gym, but not anymore. I was parking all the way in the back, and that was not a problem, because you already know all the parking spots at the back are always available, because people are always trying to find the closest parking. But in my mind, I'm like, why are you trying to find the closest parking at the gym when you're at the gym? You're here to work out anyway, so might as well take those extra steps to walk to the gym as your exercise. And on top of including walking at the end of my workouts, this has helped drastically. I've seen so many people already say that they started walking more in my comments, and they've already seen so many great results. I'm telling you, walking will literally transform your body more than you think. And remember, it's always consistency and discipline over your mood and motivation. You have to rely on your consistency and discipline to get you to that after picture. Because let me tell you, your mood and motivation is not going to get you to that after picture. It's going to get you to the in between, because that's what your mood and motivation is. It's very inconsistent. It's not consistent at all. So you need to rely on your discipline. You need to tell yourself every single day that you already are this person, and build that discipline up within yourself to keep showing up for you. Going through a fat loss journey is more to it than just getting to a body goal. There's so much more to it that comes out of this journey. Personally with me, I've noticed that I've gotten so much closer to God and growing my relationship with God. I've gained so much more self-confidence, self-love, happiness, self-esteem. My time management is better. I've built habits, routine that's worked for my lifestyle. So practice on the in-betweens more than the outcome, and the journey will start to become more enjoyable, and you will start to romanticize the journey, because it's more to it than just the aesthetics of how you want your body to look. It's more about your health, your wellness, and how you feel within yourself. You are a temple of God. So pour into yourself, pour into your health, pour into your wellness, and build up that discipline and consistency to keep you going, to keep you pushing to get to where you want to be. So that is everything I did in 1 year to lose 50+ pounds naturally without restricting myself, and overall improving my mental health, my physical health, my spiritual health, and my emotional health. Remember, God is able to make mountains move, but you can only move it with the Spirit of God. So have God in the center of this journey, and you will accomplish whatever you set your mind to do. I hope you found some type of value and you learned something from this video and you gained some type of knowledge. Please make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, because it really helps me out a lot, and I appreciate you so much if you do. And overall, girl, thank you so much for watching, and you already know, I will see you next week. Bye.